Hey there, lovely homemakers. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a special treat, my Master Muffin Recipe using Einkorn Flour. These muffins are not only delicious, but also super easy to make and perfect for busy moms. So if you're ready to learn this recipe, go ahead and like this video and let's go ahead and get started. Because I have a large family of 9, I'm going to be doing a double recipe. I'm splitting it with half chocolate cherry and the other half blueberry. And then these are the different items you're going to go ahead and need. You're going to need applesauce, vanilla extract, honey, cinnamon, sea salt, or just regular salt, baking soda, baking powder, your muffin liners, eggs. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees and go ahead and let that preheat while you're doing it. And also don't forget butter. Now I am grinding my own grains, but you do not have to. You can just go ahead and buy einkorn flour from the store. But in case you do decide to grind your own grains, and this is why you're here looking for recipes, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So I went ahead and ground about 3 cups, maybe a little bit more of the einkorn. And then you just need something to be able to sift out the bran from the flour. And that's what I'm doing here. I just go ahead and use this big one. I use it for everything, rinsing rice, berries, all kinds of stuff. But it's one of my favorite ones. It's a good size. And so if you're interested, I'll leave it down in the description which one I use. But you're just going to go ahead and shake, shake, shake until all of that bran is separated from the finer flour. And once that's all done, this is kind of what it'll look like. You won't have too much, but this is it. You could feed this to like your chickens or throw it in compost. There's like some different things you could do with that. For me, I don't have chickens or compost, so I'm just tossing it. Okay, so after you have your flour, whether you decide to grind it up yourself or just buy it, you're gonna wanna go ahead and mix up your butter, applesauce, honey, and your eggs. Now, I didn't leave my butter out like I should have, so I just went ahead and microwaved it, and you could do the same thing if you need to for about like 15-20 seconds. I am making a double batch, so I went ahead and left it in for 30 seconds because I had 2 sticks, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, if you don't want to use honey or it's not your thing, you can also substitute the honey for maple syrup. I will go back and forth between the two, and what I use, I actually didn't have any maple syrup because that was the one I was going to show you, but I had honey and I have a bunch of it, so that's what I'm using. So just know you can substitute honey for maple syrup, vice versa, if you'd like to. Again, the amount of the ingredients are down in the description. Just go ahead and check out the recipe down there, and then we're just going to get to mixing. So I went ahead and blended this up with a hand mixer for about a minute, and it was the butter, honey, and eggs that I mixed up first before adding in the applesauce. I felt like these ones, I just had to kind of like mix it up, break them up a little bit easier before I add in the more like wet, splashy applesauce. So if you're wondering why I did that, it's only because I'm using a hand mixer. If I was using my stand-up KitchenAid, I would not have done this. I would have just thrown it all in and mixed it all up at once, but I just didn't want it to like splatter me with applesauce, trying to blend up the harder honey and stuff like that. So if you use maple syrup, you could probably just dump it all in together. Anyways, normally I use my stand mixer, and I actually recommend using a stand mixer if you have one. It's way better, less work. However, mine has kind of kicked the bucket after 12 years. The motor has gone out, and so I'm just going ahead and using my hand mixer. Both is good. However, I just feel like the stand mixer is a lot easier. And you can definitely do it one-handed. And unfortunately, I didn't do well in this video trying to record and mix. So anyways, add on all your ingredients after you mix it up, the wet stuff, and this is what it'll kind of look like after. as I mentioned earlier in the video, I am making this a double batch and I'm splitting it between the dark chocolate and cherry and the blueberry. So I'm going to go ahead and chop up my sweet cherries for the recipe. And then after I chop those up, I'm going to go ahead and add them into one of the bowls and like a handful or two of the chocolate chips. I'm not really measuring. I'll put measurements that I recommend, but this is a master muffin recipe, meaning like the base muffin recipe. So you can honestly do anything you wanted to. If you wanted to make this like a banana chocolate, you can add in like a banana, dice it up, and then put in some chocolate chips. If you wanted to do maybe like a raspberry white chocolate, that would be a great one also. This recipe is good for whatever you kind of want to add in, whatever muffins you like. Maybe you want to add some pumpkin spices to it. It's just the base recipe. That's what I mean by master muffin recipe. You can mix it up and do it however you want. It's versatile. I prefer the chocolate cherry one. It's my favorite, but the kids love the blueberry. I've also done like a peanut butter banana with some peanut butter powder and some bananas in there. I have done the raspberry white chocolate. I've done pumpkin spice. I've done apples. Like you can put in some diced up apples in there. Like whatever you want to do, your imagination. Use this recipe as the base. And this is what the cherry chocolate looks like. And then again, I'm just dumping in, but I like the wild blueberries better. You can rinse them so that it doesn't like stain the muffins, you know, like the mix into it just being like blue. But my kids really like it, so I just don't worry about it because why do an extra step if you don't have to? So I'm just going to go ahead and mix these all up, and then I will scoop them into the muffin tins, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. Hot tip from this mama of 7, using an ice cream scooper to scoop your muffins makes it so easy. Not only will they be uniform in size, but it's just less work. And why work harder if you don't have to? So I also use this for like yogurt parfaits. I will use this to scoop cookies. I will use this to scoop pancake mix. Like I use it for all sorts of things all over my kitchen. I promise you it will make your job easier and faster. So let's go ahead and speed this on up and I'll show you what it looks like before I pop it in the oven. See what I mean about the blueberries staining the batter? Again, my kids think it's really cool, so I leave it. But if you don't want that happening, then just go ahead and rinse them and dry them off before you add them into the batter. I'm going to go ahead and let these bake for about 10 minutes, and then I'll check on them after that to make sure they're fully done. Again, because this is a master muffin recipe, like this is the base, and you're going to add whatever you want into it and probably the different amounts that you want to it, it'll kind of change the amount of time it has to bake. So if you are not sure after the 10 or 15 minutes of baking, then go ahead and just use a toothpick into the center of the muffin. If it comes out clean, then it's done. If it doesn't come out clean, and I don't mean like if blueberries are on it, because that's probably going to happen, but if there is no muffin batter or wetness from the muffins, then it is done. So I'm just cleaning up while these are baking. It didn't take very long, but this is what they look like when they're finished. Here they go. They're gorgeous. Einkorn muffins are a great way to add some nutrients, and they are dense.
Is it good?
So your kiddos will be fuller longer, and this guy loves it.
Take a bite.
So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Yummy?
Enjoy.
Yeah, that's
Bye.
Yummy.